Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am AA Ron.
This is Andrew.
We're going to be talking about week 7? Or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Week 7. We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, I know. Holy shit! Oh my god! I don't know. I didn't even realize where we are today.
Yeah,
Holy god!
First of all, this is the BlitzBurgh Banter. And
what a terrible introduction for a terrible podcast.
That's right. That's right.
Our new motto here.
That's right. You know why? I didn't pop my beer open yet. That's why.
No, shame on you.
Yeah, shame on me.
Isolate the drink of champions.
It's been a while. We've been away for a little bit, but we are back. Plenty to talk about. But we're going to try to make this episode pretty quick, actually, for a change, and not bore the hell out of everyone, or the heck, I should say. We'll bleep that out there. But anyway, yeah, we want to talk about the game here versus the Jets, the New York Jets, that just took place here this past Sunday night out at Heinz Field. We don't use the A word here in this house. Yeah, we don't use that word.
Ass?
Yeah. I'm not even saying it. I'm not saying it.
I love ass.
No. We don't say that. No.
Okay.
So go ahead, Andrew.
All right. So, Ron, I wanted to get your opinions here on. I mean, obviously, everyone knows Mike Tomlin took a risk.
Yeah.
This week.
What was that risk?
Was starting Wilson.
Yeah.
Over Fields.
So
very quickly, what was your thoughts going into the game, and obviously.
Yeah. So real quick, this is how I'm going to go with this. So the first 6 games, because we were 4-2 going into this past week, I guess I should say. Fields did an okay job, I would say. I mean, he got his 4-2. So was it excellent? Was it perfection? Well, obviously not. If it was perfection, we'd have been 6-0, right? So, and Fields came to Pittsburgh under the understanding that he was going to be the backup to Russell Wilson. We got Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, as Tomlin said, was in the pole position from the very get-go. Then he suffered the calf injury there at training camp, I guess it was, and then re-injured it later on. And that's why he hasn't started yet, essentially. So really, in my opinion, I think Fields did fine because we are 4-2, but we have a Super Bowl winning quarterback and someone who is a legit pro sitting in the locker room or sitting on the bench or on the sideline that hasn't really thrown the ball yet. So I agree with Tomlin and basically let's see what he can do. Let's see if he is what he's all cracked up to be. The time in Denver, he did pretty darn well out in Denver, and I mean we all know what he did out in Seattle in his heyday, in the prime of his career. So yeah, why not see what he can do? So I'm going to agree with Tomlin on that. I think it was definitely worth the gamble. I mean, there's the whole situation of if Fields plays more than 51%, you have to do a 4th round pick. But yeah, who cares about that? I guess essentially. So there's all kinds of things that go into the decision making. But I think starting Russell Wilson and seeing what Russell Wilson can do versus the Jets was a good test. I thought it was a decent test. We're playing the Giants here this coming Monday, or next Monday night, I guess I should say. Next Monday night. And then at that point, then we go into the bye, and then it's gauntlet. So, I'm gonna say I think this was actually very smart of Tomlin. I'm actually very impressed with this. That we're actually looking into things so we can figure out what the future is going to hold, because after that bye week things get real. So, I mean, it's been real this entire time, but things definitely get real because we haven't played a division game this entire season yet. Right. And we don't play a division game until after the bye.
Right.
So that's when things really, really matter. I mean, it's mattered this entire time, and I'm thankful that we're at 4-2 as well. I'm definitely thankful for that, essentially. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah. So, again, I agree with a lot that you were saying there. To me, I thought Tomlin was really putting his job here on the line. I mean, this is such a thing that we've never done before. Again, 4-2. We're playing winning enough football. We're tumbling our way to wins, as ESPN likes to say it.
May I interject real quick on that statement though?
Yeah.
What you said, we've never done this before, but that's because we've never been in the situation before. We've never had 2 starting quarterbacks on the roster, in my opinion. Would you agree?
No, like yeah,
And I mean
since,
decent. I mean decent starting quarterbacks. Like Russell Wilson has been a starter for 13 years, 12, 13, whatever it's been, and Fields the entire time in Chicago.
right.
So that's a different situation. But continue. I just wanted to interject that.
But so Tomlin was definitely rolling the dice,
Yeah.
and we're trying to figure out if if he was going to be like Ashy Larry and rolling a snake.
And me, what you need is some chapstick and a set of trousers. Roll the dice, you ashy motherfucker. Start the game.
All right, well, I'm about to go from ashy to classy.
Ooh, and just like that, Ashy Larry is eliminated.
Ouch.
She gonna kill me?
Guys, and this was going to completely blow up against them.
Yeah.
But
It worked out.
But I mean, in the first half, he did look like an Ashy Larry there in the first half.
It was a little rough.
It was understandable. But honestly, I mean, with his reasoning that he told Jay Glazer and that going into it, I mean, honestly, I think Tomlin was like grits and gravy. He just kept rolling sevens after sevens.
Time to double up. Here to take everybody money. Seven. What y'all know about pay me?
Boy, you are the goddamn devil.
Sevens the entire time. With it, and honestly, like you said, him wanting to figure out, okay, who's the best man for the job going into the second half of the season. Here, I actually applaud him for that.
Yeah.
So, do you believe that there is a quarterback controversy now in that locker room?
Okay, first off, the whole I've read article. Justin Fields was benched, but all this, it's basically negative. It's negativity, and it's so easy to go down the negative rabbit hole, right? I mean, we've done it, we do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We post some funny things out there and whatnot, but it just grabs attention essentially because there's more negative news on the news than there is positive, right? Everybody freaking loves negativity for some reason. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think there is a quarterback controversy. I don't think there ever was a quarterback controversy. I think the media, I think everyone outside is trying to make it that way. I truly believe Russell Wilson knew what he was coming for, and Justin Fields knew what he was coming for, and they want to work together. I mean, they want to work together to win a damn Super Bowl. That's what this is about. If you're worried about yourself and your personal accolades, guess what? You're not going to win a Super Bowl. If you're worried, or if you're more concerned about coming together and playing as a team, that's what football is, for the greater good, to win the Lombardi, because that's really all that matters. Well, then how could there possibly be a controversy? That's the way I look at it. I think.
Well, let me cut you off there. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you did not watch post game press conferences, Russell Wilson got asked. It was one of his final questions, I believe, at the podium. He got asked this question, and he had a great response.
I think there's a lot of outside noise that makes it seem like it's a negative thing and this rivalry internal, and it's not, man. It's just we just want to win. That's what we're focused on. I mean, I got to give Justin Fields credit, man. Just all the things that he was able to do, how great he's been playing. Man, he inspires me every day, how he works, vice versa. I mean, we have a great relationship. He's a tremendous quarterback. He's a franchise quarterback. He's a leader. He's got all the intangibles. And whatever I can give to him and show him and just be around him, that's part of my job. It's, I really believe that. I was, just being the second black quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl, man, there's an obligation to make sure that I help him, and not just him, but everybody that I encounter, man. I love this game. I'm passionate about it, and when you give, it comes back in return. And I think that we're just having fun winning. We're having fun playing ball. We're having fun going to practice. We're having fun being around one another. And Coach Tomlin believes in all of us, and he does a tremendous job. And he's a tremendous football coach, and we trust him, and we know who he is, and he's very transparent and everything else with us too. So. We just love winning. We just love being a part of the process.
All right. What was your thoughts on his response to that, Ron?
Oh, I mean, Russell Wilson is class.
He's been class.
He's been class. There might have been some things that happened at Denver. I'm not aware of those things. Quite honestly, I don't really care. It's in the past. It's just like anything else. It's in the past. Who cares? What I've seen so far of him at Pittsburgh has just been class from start to where we are right now. So him giving Justin Fields credit for us being at 4-2, and he's saying how hard of a worker he is, and showing up and lifting him up, and he's helping him out. They're both helping one another out. I mean, it was just a class response.
And he also said that Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback.
He did say that.
Honestly,
he did say he's a
after
franchise
watching
quarterback.
these 6 games, it hasn't been pretty, but I do agree. Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback. I do believe he can be a franchise quarterback for the Steelers in the future.
I think Justin Fields, from what I saw in this first 6 weeks, and you'll probably agree with me. I mean, I don't think anyone can doubt his running. His running is elite.
Right.
His running and scrambling is elite.
Right.
So the legs is out of the question. The issue that I think we've all seen with Justin Fields, and something that I think he even owned up to himself with the one interview, that he played well, but he didn't play great, essentially. Right. And that's why we're in the situation we are. And he understands that. So as long as he understands that, we have to accept criticism of ourselves.
But the main thing about Fields, though, was did he get better from Chicago to Pittsburgh?
Absolutely.
And I would absolutely agree.
Yeah.
He still has a post snap processing issue. Which is why I think he was leaving throws out there or he was too afraid to make a mistake. And the other thing too, which I think he will learn from Russ, is that he has a stronger arm than Russ, possibly. I think he does, but
potentially,
throwing passes 20 yards down the field, 15 yards down the field on a line isn't always the answer.
Right.
Like,
he's got to throw the moon ball.
Right. Well, it wasn't even that, but the amount of touch that Russ threw with
touch pass. Yep.
Gave Freiermuth, Pickens, Van Jefferson, everyone a chance to fight for the ball. And honestly, he threw people open.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
and he spread the offense, which opened up the running game. I've been saying this forever, is that, the 10, 15-yard pass, even 20-yard pass, it's spread a little bit, but we need to throw the ball deeper, because then that pushes the defense back. They're backing out of the box. Then that opens up opportunities for Najee and Jalen Warren and whoever else is in the backfield to run. And clearly that worked this game, because Najee had over 100 yards rushing. Pickens had 111 yards receiving.
It was more efficient running, though.
It was efficient running. It was and the offense was balanced. Rushing and receiving were very balanced, in my opinion, and that's what you want.
Well, getting into my last question, do you believe this is sustainable, especially Monday night going into the Giants?
Absolutely. So my thoughts is how we played against the Jets, I think, is just scratching the surface. It's the beginning of things. And I think even Russell Wilson even said that in one of his interviews as well. And I tend to agree. Nobody's an idiot here. If you run a balanced offense, you're going to have a better chance of winning, because you're no longer one dimensional. Right. Now you're multi-dimensional. You're running and you're passing. Where before we've just been running. We've been running.
Play action looked better under.
Play action looked better. They had Connor Hayward in there playing almost like playing a fullback situations. Very good idea. Obviously, we were spreading the ball to Darnell Washington. I mean, Jesus Lord, he's 6'7".
And Van Jefferson got a touchdown.
Van Jefferson got a touchdown. We got, and I'm not saying that Fields was not getting people involved. Fields got a lot of people involved in the first 6 games as well. Nothing against him, but we got people more involved. People were getting touchdowns. I mean, Pickens had his first touchdown. Van Jefferson had his first touchdown. Najee Harris had his first rushing touchdown, I do believe.
He had one last weekend.
Last weekend. Okay. All right. So my mistake on that. But I'm saying is having more balanced offense, doing what we were doing against the Jets is what we need to continue, but just get more efficient at it, is my opinion on that, because we saw what could happen. We spread the defense with the deep passes. Defense backed off, and we started running the ball. We were running the ball more efficiently. Not started running the ball. We were running the ball more efficiently than what we were. Even hitting Calvin Austin in the open for 30-some yards or whatever that was. You know what I mean? I think it is sustainable if we continue to do this. One thing that I would like to see, and I've said this from the very get-go, because I thought Russell Wilson would be the starter, which that was what was said, is I would like to see in the red zone. I got a little nervous in the red zone, where when we had Fields, you didn't have to worry about too much, because Fields would just run the ball in. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would like to see some packages where Fields comes in, they pull Russell out, and you do some run pass option kind of situations with Fields, is what I'd like to say.
Right. So right, to kind of wrap up your whole soliloquy there, like the whole, well, that's what Stephen A. Smith calls it.
Yes,
You know,
that's
and
right.
that is the proper term
Stephen
for
A.
it.
Smith. I can yell like him too.
We both, yeah. So again, we're not saying each quarterback is perfect here with it, but again, together, it can be a formidable, like, again, because they always say in the NFL that if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. Well, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, personally, going forward, I really do think that is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah,
now
I agree.
Going forward, again, both our quarterbacks are different enough where they both have two different skill sets.
Yes.
Again, I do believe that Fields should have more than a package, but again, I do believe that Fields would be great inside the red zone, especially inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Again, not saying that Russ doesn't look good throwing the ball inside the red zone too.
Just change it up.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, it's just something for defenses to
prepare
plan. So again, I honestly expect going forward, especially after the bye week, that we're going to see Fields too a little bit as well, because I think we're going to need to see him.
Yes, I agree.
To win games.
Yeah.
Going forward here.
Yes, I agree.
And anything else you have to say there?
I want to bring up just a couple stats real quick from that game. We had a total of 66 plays in that game. I think that might be the most that we had all season, to be honest with you. Total of 409 yards of offense. We had 21 first downs, 149 yards rushing. Time of possession was 32 minutes and 9 seconds versus 27:51. So, yeah, we literally took over that game, which was obviously very apparent there at the end. And Russell Wilson, I do believe he was right around 55% on his passing average. He was 16 for 29 with 264 yards. Najee had 102 yards and Pickens had 111 yards. I just think even the stats. I mean, obviously, we the victory was quite in your face kind of situation. But yeah, just the numbers and that just were so much better as well. I mean, I haven't seen this in forever. And I do want to do a shout out real quick to Beanie Bishop. I know he has gotten a lot of crap from a lot of people, but picking off Aaron Rodgers twice.
The one was legitimate. Was a legitimate interception.
The one was one-handed. He had to come back to catch that ball. That was at first, when I first saw that live, I didn't think it was that incredible. When I saw the replay, I was like, holy shit, that's actually pretty incredible. Yeah. And then the second one, I just want to put out there real quick with it being, I don't think that he had a finger on it. I don't think he touched it. If he did, it was like literally slim as could possibly be. But I'm just going to tell you right now, catching a deflected ball. I mean, I know they do ball deflection drills not all the time, but catching a deflected ball in the air and then returning that, and he almost took it to the house, incredible as well. So, cheers to Beanie Bishop. Cheers to Beanie Baby. So, yeah. So I just want to put that out there.
All right. Final question, yes or no? And if yes, I need one name. Should the Steelers look at getting a wide receiver at the trade deadline?
Ooh.
It's yes or no. And if you say yes, I want one name.
You know what? I'm gonna say no right now. I'm gonna go with no. I'm pretty happy with what we have. I think we just need to get them open.
I'm gonna say yes. Would love to see Roman Wilson, but if we can get DeAndre Hopkins for not a whole lot, again, DeAndre Hopkins is not what he used to be, but again, he's still talented enough where I think he could provide something to us.
Why not?
I definitely think that if we were 6-2 going into the bye, we should be looking at getting a DeAndre Hopkins player.
To be opposite of Pickens, essentially. Yeah.
So, final thing here before we touch and say goodbye. This this moment here is sponsored by Icy Lot. It's a nice little trivia moment, so that way you cannot be a jack off.
Turn it on. What doesn't work is
sorry, that's embarrassing.
Breaking news discovered in downtown Pittsburgh. Scientific proof jag-offs exist.
Yeah.
So that way you cannot be a jag-off in downtown Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Pernani Brothers just released the Danger Russ today for all available locations. And if you buy one, they will also be donating $1 to the UPMC Children's Hospital, which he's also been spending a lot of time. He goes in there at least once a week. So, so again, we support Pernani Brothers. We support all good causes here at the BlitzBurgh Banter. So again, if you're hungry, you want lunch or dinner, why don't you stop in and get yourself a Danger Russ? I'm sure it's very good, Pernani Brothers. So shout out Pernani Brothers. Shout out Russell Wilson for a great victory. And shout out you guys for watching and following us here on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. We appreciate all the love and and support. And
Absolutely.
again, if you're interested in a t-shirt or anything, just feel free to DM us.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Stay
Yeah.
tuned.